Whew. Damn. I'm moist. Oh, because I'm hot, by the way. Not because the other reason. Fuck, bad start. Not many podcasts just start with the host going, "What up, dudes? I'm wet." Welcome to chapter 178 of the most sopping wet podcast in Australia right now. Probably. This room I'm in is steamy. I feel like this room turns into a sauna in summer. My podcasting room. It's just like a place I come into and my butt's like, "Oh, we're raining." my armpits are like, "Whoa, precipitation." My lower back's like, "Whoo!" We just did an ice bucket challenge because we wet. So, guys, my asshole is fucking just bucketing rain right now onto this seat. And I'm sorry for that image. I truly am. And I feel bad because I didn't use the intro I was going to. So this is, sorry, I'll do it again because Nick sent in a great intro that's very appropriate for today's episode. So bear with me. Welcome to chapter 178 of Drunken Escapades of an Easily Sunburnt E-Boy. Thank you very much, Nick. And I've been waiting to use this intro. He sent that in a while back, but I was like, there will be a time and a place. And I was thinking probably just pre-Christmas in the silly season, things are going to get festive where I will have some drunken escapades. I will be easily sunburnt, and I'll be honest, I haven't done a lot of e-boying, but the first two are great, but I haven't hit one. I do have a lot of drunken escapades to tell you from the weekend. My shoulders have got just destroyed, man. Like, I look like a fucking Muppet. Elmo called, he wants his shoulders back. Look at this shit, red, for all the people watching the video. If you're an audio listener, imagine just like, you know, like that deep red, kind of like Paw packet red. That's my shoulders. Quite, it hurts. Painful. It hurts to put on a singlet. It kills to put on a t-shirt. One of those ones where you get in the shower and that's it. It's over. You got to have a cold shower or you can't do it. So, I don't have any e-boying though. I apologize, Nick. Not one single renegade was hit this week. Well, not one that I'd never publicly admit. Okay, I'm happy to talk about my drunken escapades quite publicly. Happy to admit that I am an easily sunburnt boy, but I will never publicly admit to hitting a woe, all right, or any sort of e-boy behavior. I just want to make that very clear, okay? Because I'm a tough, manly man. Actually, scratch that, guys. I've been popping on the talk lately. I know if you've been around the ticks and the talks, but I'm back. The king of TikTok is back. I've reclaimed my throne, okay? And when I say king of TikTok, I meant just between our other podcasts, Luke and Lewis, and my other competition was Lewis. So look, I'm the king of a realm that isn't that successful, but guys, I'm still the king. And I had a video go the most viral that I reckon a video has ever gone statistically. Hasn't helped my career as much as other viral videos, but on my page, which is crazy, one of those TikToks I uploaded, like a stand-up bit, got 600,000 likes. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of people going, boom. That's a lot of validation from strangers. So I feel real good about myself this week. I had a great week, to be honest. Obviously, it's gearing up to the silly season. I'm knackered. I'm not going to lie. If you are not physically and emotionally pooped this time of year, I don't believe you. Or you're not trying hard enough. Okay? The only people who shouldn't be physically and emotionally pooped are people who have just finished school. Like if you've just finished uni and you're on holidays and have been for a few weeks, fair. You're probably just physically pooped because it's fucking hot. It's like 34, 35 degrees today. And for international listeners, US listeners, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Okay, whatever your equivalent to fucking hot is. It's that Fahrenheit. It's fucking hot degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sweating up a storm, even in the World Gym tank, and it's great. It's a great fucking tank, guys, and they're still available. Limited sizes left, actually. They went really quick, so thank you very much to all the people who copped that World Gym merch. If you still haven't copped it, don't worry, there's still some left. We got some extras this time because last time the drop sold out so quick. LukeKidgell.com. Woo, woo, turn it up. Oh, sorry, that was bad. So yeah, what did I do this week? I went away. Meg and I wanted to have a bit of a weekend getaway just before things got hectic. The couple of weeks before Christmas. I've got a big 2 weeks leading up to the end of the year. As I was talking about last week, been putting a lot of time into our end of year Luke and Lewis show. Been organising the tour for next year. A lot of stuff going on while doing videos and also reclaiming my throne on the talk. Obviously, that comes with a price. And that price is I have to go on TikTok once a day and I get stuck in a fucking wormhole of just bunch of fucking people. I love the people who like do TikTok. Like I'll just upload my stand up and fuck off. I'm an in and out kind of guy on the app. I try not to get sucked in. Sometimes I do. Okay. Sometimes, you'll be like, you'll realize you've been shitting for 15 minutes because you've been scrolling, watching morons fucking dance and do weird shit on TikTok. But I try not to do that. Okay, I'm doing my best. But, man, some of the people on that app, I don't even know where to start. My favorite kind of content on TikTok is that shit that like has 500 to 1,000 likes, which is not that much on TikTok. You mainly see viral stuff, which has heaps and heaps of likes, right? So my favorite stuff of that is that niche content that no one really sees, and it's someone unironically doing something really shit. Like it'll be a dude just like doing that wolf trend who'll be like, whatever, I'm the leader, I'm doing and I'm doing to trust. My name is Jeff from Big Spaghetti Jova a drive. And then he'll just like, the trend is like where like whatever, hot girls will just like be a wolf. And it's just an excuse for them to like show their tits or whatever. It's like girls, shit on them as much as you want. Those e-girls, they get very creative with different ways to expose their breasts. And you cannot take that away from them. They are very creative. They come up with one new trend a week to shake their ass. And you're like, because in my head, I'm like, there's 3 ways to shake your ass. You can twerk, you can just give it a shake, and you can go like side to side and give it a wiggle. I can't really think of any more ways. There's that, front to back, side to side. But then you go on TikTok, dude, there's heaps of ways to shake your ass. It's opened up just a whole, like if you want to be a professional ass shaker, they've opened up, TikTok has just opened up a new world in the ass shaking. Just like new moves. Anyway, it's a lot for me to comprehend. As someone who's not too big in the ass shaking world myself, I definitely dabble. Like I've shaken my ass before. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you and say I haven't been on a dance floor and big booty bitches has come on and I've had a couple of vodka raspberries and I've been feeling it. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking lie to you because that's not what this podcast is about. I've shaken my fucking trunk before. And it's got a lot of junk in that trunk. You'd be surprised. It's junked up. I remember Lewis did a break on radio a couple years ago about me having no ass. I was offended. So what did I do? Most people would go into their corner with their flat fucking ass and not do anything about it. You know what I did? I started squatting, okay? I started building the junk in the trunk, okay? I started putting that loot in the boot. And that's what I've got now. It's not thick, but it's standard. So it matches the rest of me. It's average. My butt is just there now. Like it's not very present, but it's not missing. There was a stage there when I was about 18. I was so skinny that there were posters up around the neighborhood saying like, Luke's ass is missing. Please. $5,000 reward. I would have given a lot to have an ass back then, but now I've got one. It came back. I grew it. And Anyway, whatever. I'm assuming you're inspired right now to grow one of yourselves. If you're a flat arser right now, which by the way is quite similar to being a flat earther, people judge you. I've been there, being a flat arser before. It's you don't fit in quite well with society, and yeah, people look down on you scientifically, pretty much. So anyway, what was I talking about? Fuck, whatever. I got a thick butt. How did I even get onto that? I got no idea. The point is, I went away on the weekend, and I have no idea how I got here, but I went away on the weekend, and the plan was Meg and I were going to have like just a relaxing weekend away. We just need to get back to we just needed to have a bit of a break, to be honest. We were going pretty hard. Meg was shipping out a bunch of merch last week. Thank you very much. Trying to do videos, wrap stuff up for the year, right? So I was like, let's just have a couple of days off before because it's going to be a big couple of weeks. I think I pulled a 17-hour work day last Wednesday, and I was a little run down afterwards. It wasn't great. So, and now that stand-up's come back as well, it's just it's thrown a whole other spanner in the works. So anyway, needed some time off. The plan was to have a bit of a relaxation, a couple of movie nights, a few walks on the beach, kind of trip away. And things escalated. Let's just say that. We went down to Phillip Island. My parents have a caravan there. So that was really nice. We were walking along the beach. There's a pub on the Esplanade, right? So I was like, oh, let's go have a pub meal, have a couple of beers. We'll head home, watch a movie. Sounds like a plan. So we get into the pub. We have a couple of beers. And then I spot, as I'm going to get the second beer, there's a mega jug. Right, that had the advertising this thing called $24 mega jug. And you guys know that I'm not stupid, right? You know that I'm a fool, but I'm not an idiot, right? And I'm not one to turn down a sweet deal. Now, I don't know if you know much about the pricing of alcohol, but that is a bargain on tap, okay? That is a sweet freaking deal. $24 for a mega jug. Now, this jug was 4 to 5 schooners. Usually a jug's about 4 pots. So you do the math. You're pretty much making money. I quickly did the math and went, this is an investment to my night, right? And I went back to Meg. I was like, there's a mega jug. She goes, dude, you're making money. Go get it. And I was like, fuck yeah. Now, Meg, isn't supposed to drink much because of her heart condition. She can have a few cheeky bevies every now and then. So I obviously did my fair share of the jug. Because I'm just that nice. I'm an honorable man, and I was happy to take the fall. I'm like, you know what, Meg? You've got a heart condition. Don't worry. I've got this. So I had a fair few schooners, and then, we were having a great time. Just Meg and I, two of us, having a great laugh, eavesdropping over some people. I saw a baby get dunked in a pint. It was awesome. It was like a bogan christening, right? Just they were passing along a baby around the table, and then it just got dunked in a draft. And I was like, fuck, that's adorable, isn't it? That's Aussie culture right there. If you've never seen a baby being dunked like an Oreo in a draft, you haven't really been to a pub in Australia, I think. That was when I was like, okay, I can confirm I have been to a pub in Australia because I watched a baby get dunked pretty aggressively in a pint. It was accidental, but it still got dunked nonetheless. I overheard a dog shit conversation where a girl was pronouncing Jezelenko's name wrong. There's an old AFL footballer who's quite famous for taking a big specky. I think his name's Alex Jezelenko, right? She was calling him Jezelenki, Jezelenka, Jezelenkayo, I heard. Jezelinki was my favorite because she was definitely saying it with a Y, not an I. She's like, Jezelinki. And I was like, no. That was great. And she was arguing with someone about this. She's like, no, you didn't even know football, while she was pronouncing a very famous player's name wrong. So that was sick. So we're having a great time. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of young people start rolling in. We're talking 17, 18, 19 years old. And I'm thinking this is a bit weird. Oh, well, must be a footy trip. And then I see a guy pay for a drink at the bar with coins. That's when warning bells started to go off. But I still ignored it. That should have been the go-to, like, that should have given away what was to come. But again, I wasn't really focusing. I'd had a mega jug. So I saw a guy pay with, and we're talking silver coins, shrapnel, dude. I watched the bartender fucking count out the coins. That poor lady. He goes, oh, just one beer, and then goes, and just dunks a bunch of coins on the bar like a savage. I just felt bad. I was like, mate, do you want me to just buy your beer? Because this will just save a lot of embarrassment on everyone's part. Never do that. I don't care if you're 18, have no money, broke, just don't get a beer. If you are paying for a beer with coins, it means you probably can't afford one, and you should be rethinking other things in your life instead of how to get a beer with the leftover change in your fucking wallet. Okay? Particularly during this, recently post-COVID, COVID normal era, irresponsible stuff at the best of times, let alone making a stranger count out your fucking silver coins. There were 20-cent coins in there. Why do 10 and 5-cent coins even exist, to be honest? Like, does anyone keep them round? I don't know. They blew my mind. Like, I just have a fuckload of coins just like in a box, and then once every 3 years, I eventually just take them to the bank and then deposit them or whatever. I think I've done that twice ever. Like, all the coins in my life just accumulate, and then I don't really do anything with them because I'm not a savage. The only thing I'll use a coin for is like a Slurpee at 7-Eleven because it's like $1, so you hand over a $1 coin. That's respectful, but making someone, Jesus Christ. So anyway, then there was a bunch of young girls rolled in. I was like, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's like a footy trip and a netball trip. And then it dawned on me that it's mid-December and we may have accidentally been catching the end of Schoolies. And I didn't know Phillip Island was a Schoolies destination. I didn't know that Schoolies was still happening because I'm pretty sure when I did Schoolies, I didn't really do it properly. I went to Lorne. I didn't go to Queensland or anything. But I think I did it like early December, late November. But then I realized, COVID probably fucked everything up. People probably had to rebook trips. Queensland would have been cancelled. Maybe that's why they're here. So then a few people come up to me, either listen to one of the podcasts, watch the videos, whatever. So I asked them, I'm like, sorry, is this, I don't want to be rude, but is this Schoolies? And they were like, yeah. And then an hour later, the pub is just like 90% Schoolies, 10% people going, what the fuck is happening? And at this point, I'm in the 10%. And I want to make that very clear. Early on, I was like, what is happening? I should go home. I'm 24 years old. I shouldn't be here. This is weird. But guys, can I take you back to the moment where I had already told you that I've already had a mega jug? And at this point, I think I'd had 2. I think I might have got 2. I forget. And that's when you know you're flying, right? That's why I was like, I'm flying, Jack. But I was like to Meg, I'm flying, Meg. I was alive. And I've said this before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. I, Luke Kidgell, am not one to quit a vibe. It just goes against everything that I stand for, is quitting a vibe. Now, the night continued, and then it escalated quite quickly. Now, I don't want to come out here with a big flex, right? I'm not just trying to dip my nuts on the table and go, what of it? That's not what this is. I'm just saying this is what happened. So I'm just telling a true anecdote, and it involves me saying, guys, obviously I'm the TikTok king. I'm back. I was getting recognized a significant amount, far more than usual. And it's because that room is the only room that I'd ever be known in. A room with people who have just finished high school, boys and girls. That is my demo. It's the only people in society that know I exist, all in that room collectively. So I physically could not walk to the bar and get a drink and come back to our table without being stopped for a bunch of photos every time, which is cool. I'm not complaining, by the way, but I probably should have got out of there. But anyway, then I'm not one to quit a vibe. So I'm a nice person and I enjoy having a chat. So I got chatting to these blokes at the bar, like They listened to our podcast, Luke and Lewis. They were nice guys. And then, came back to the table. We start chatting in this friendship group. They're fucking sick. So then we just like keep getting beers together. We're having a great time. Meg's fucking, the vibes are on. I'll be honest. I hope her doctor's not listening. Meg's had a couple, right? We'll just call it that. She's had a couple. She's flying as well, right? We're both soaring at this point. And there was definitely a point in the night where we could have ended it and not been toolies. We could have ended it and been like, well, guys, enjoy your night. Hope Schoolies does you well. We're going to head off because we're too old to be here. And this has been great. Now, there was that pivotal moment in the night and we let that moment slip. And then we slipped into what is otherwise known as being full-blown adult toolies at a Schoolies event. Am I proud of it? Absolutely not. Do I regret it? Also, no. All right, we're back. I don't regret a thing. It was so much fun, but God, I found myself at a weird point in my life that I never thought I'd find myself in, where I'm on a quiet weekend away with my girlfriend, and then it's midnight and I'm shotgunning a UDL on a beach with a bunch of 18-year-old blokes. That's just not it's just not a thing you aspire to do. I never set out to do that in the night. We didn't even know Schoolies was on. It was just one of those things where I'm not one to quit a vibe, had a great time, and God damn, it was bizarre kind of being back in the world. I almost like forgot what it was like. Sometimes I forget, I know it sounds stupid, but sometimes I forget that like people know who I am. Because like, I'm just like, I always just forget that. Like I post videos and I'm like, oh, people enjoy them, that's cool. But I forget like sometimes they're real people. Like I see numbers on a screen and I'm like, that's so many people, it's cool. And then you go outside and you're like, usually when I walk down the street, no one knows who the fuck I am, right? So then you put yourself in environments where people might know who you are. It's just kind of overwhelming in a way. Like, it's just weird shit that you don't even think about. I'm just trying to walk to the toilet. I'm like texting. And then this guy just comes up to me. He's like, points at my face. Just like he's super drunk. He just looks at me, points at my face. And I was like, oh, fuck. I've bumped into his friend. Oh, no. Blah, blah, blah. And he just goes, TikTok. And I'm like, sure. And he goes, nice. And he walked away. And it took me a bit to process, and I went, oh my God, he just wanted to verify for himself where he knew my face was from. Like, he was just like, I've seen that face. What platform? TikTok. Boom. I verified it for him. And he was like, I'm right. Cool. I'm going to continue about my night. Bizarre shit. I also met some fucking lovely people, right? I'm just saying that was one of the weirder ones. The worst one I had all night, there's nothing worse than someone just screaming at you over a bar. Oi, bro, you know Frenchie, yeah? And I just went, yeah, yep. And he's like, that's sick, dude. Have a good night. So, guys, I'm crushing it, man. I'm Frenchie's mate. Woo! I'm back, man. I'm crushing it. So whatever, guys. I'm fucking famous. I'm Frenchie's mate. So that's sick. I think that shit's so funny when people just like look at you, say like where they know you from, and then we'll be like, oh, that's cool. And then just leave. Some people will be like, VCal guy. And I'll be like, yes. And they go, haha, nice, bro. That was good shit. And then they just leave. That's the most Australian thing ever, is like seeing a guy, like a lot of people come up and get a photo and like, oh, I love your stuff and stuff. And that's awesome. But like almost some of my favorite interactions are just like guys being like unintentionally incredibly rude. And it's the most Australian thing ever. They're not even rude, really. It's just so weird to come up to someone, a stranger, and just be like, it's kind of like walking up to Peter Hitchener and just being like, Channel 9. And then he's like, yep. And you just go, fuck yeah. All right, dude. See ya. I was just like walking up to Brad Pitt and being like, Hollywood. Yep, that's where I know you're from. Fucking Hoyts. Yeah, I've seen you. All right. See you, dude. It's just so weird to just be like, name the platform that person you've seen them on. It's very funny. Anyway, so it was fun. Met a bunch of people that were super cool. And what was kind of weird, and the reason why I didn't feel that weird about it by the end was because it kind of just happened, and it was just like fun. We just went with the flow. And when we say we went with the flow, we were at a pub that was like 60 meters away from where everyone was at the pier. And then like the people who were with the pub were like, oh man, you have to come down to the pier. It's fucking crazy. Last night there was a fight. People lit off fireworks. Just like come down for a bit and check it out. And again, I'm not one to quit a vibe. So I was like, fuck yeah, I want to see a fight. Who doesn't want to see a fight? If you go, like, if you are so much of a good person that you go, oh God, no, that's not for me, thank you. That could be dangerous. Or, I don't want to see two people do that to each other. You're a coward. Well, you're also not. You're being a better person than I. I'm not one person to throw down, I'm not one person to throw down. I would never be in the fight, but I'll watch one, I'll be like, oh, that's so fucked. Like, while I'm watching it, that's me. I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe they shouldn't do that. And then if the cops come, I'll be like, man, that's crazy. It's fucking dickheads, dude. I don't know. It just all happened so quick, and I do not endorse that at all. But deep down, I'm like, bro, it was fucking mad. These two 18-year-old ferals were just like fucking going at it, There was no fight, by the way. Nothing happened. Or maybe, there was a minor, like what? 18-year-olds let the truth get in the way of a good story. Turns out they're like, bro, there's always fights. I saw a guy just yell at someone for like probably touching a girl or something, and then someone yelled back, and then their mates do that thing where they're like, fucking hold me back, bro. Like, dude, you are 17. No one needs to hold you back. Your school already did that. Oh yeah, that's the thing. There's already like, then one time there was like a 23-year-old guy going like, hold me back, bro, hold me back. And it's like, dude, your school did that to you for 4 years. You don't need someone to hold you back. Society's doing it for you, okay? And you're also holding back everyone else in your personal life who hangs out with you. Okay, dude? You don't need anyone to hold you back. You're doing that to everyone else. But yeah, it was fun. Anyway, so guys, I'm a toolie. That's so sick. Fucking rad. Would recommend it. Here's why it wasn't creepy, right? And I want to make it clear, I do not endorse people being toolies. It was a bit different because I was there with my girlfriend. A lot of people go to schoolies who are older to try and take advantage of young people. And God, it was so weird hearing these young conversations again. It made me feel so old. Like, they were all drinking cruisers and UDLs. And I don't know why, that's so funny. That they were like, bro, this was some funny shit I saw. We were driving down the street, and Meg and I actually watched two guys share one beer. Like, they were like, and I was like, dude, it was so funny. I saw it happen a bunch. These guys, like, people were sharing drinks, and I was just like, yeah, man, like, you haven't. And I think the guy didn't realize that I was taking the piss. So we saw one guy driving, and then we were actually at Schoolies. I saw two guys sharing a cruiser. Like, one would have a swig, and then the next one would. And I was like, oh, boys, you guys are going to be fucking throttled, mate. You're having like, what, 0.5 of a standard each? Whew. And they were like, they couldn't tell that I was joking, because in their mind, they're like, fuck yeah, dude. That's why we're sharing. That's awesome. That's so funny. And there were so many conversations like, oh, like Sarah didn't make it out tonight. She had like 3 drinks and just fucking was cooked at her like hotel. And I was like, oh my God, why the fuck am I? I'm like the most sober person here, and I've had fucking like 9 schooners and a Palmer, and I need a shit. Yet I'm the one who has their life the most together here. Anyway, it was awesome. It was so much fun. Just because it was just new. And I part of me, I'm not gonna lie, guys. A part of me was like, it'll be a good story. I'm looking for bits next year. I don't know. If you come see me live, might have a Schoolies bit. Who knows? It was very funny, and I'm glad I did it, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, guys, I need to call Reese. Okay, if you didn't hear last week, my editor does great work on this podcast. We love Reese here. I have realized that I may have employed a robot. I have strong reason to believe that he is a robot. My main and only evidence is that I've never seen him piss ever. He comes to my house twice a week. He'll be here for like 8 to 10 hours. Neither Meg or I have ever seen him use the bathroom. What we think he's definitely some form of artificial intelligence. We don't know yet. He could be planted here from the government, like as a home pod kind of thing. He could be spying on us. Maybe it's someone, who knows? We don't know yet, but I am going to give him a chance to defend himself because obviously he edits the podcast. He was trying to defend himself all week. Actually, before I do, he tried to defend himself to me when he was here. He sent a picture of my toilet. So he was probably programmed to go in there, but he went in there. He goes, just took a piss. And I chucked this on the Memoirs of a White Guy Instagram. If you want to go follow that during the week. We do have an Instagram for the podcast. Just search Memoirs of a White Guy on the gram. And he goes, just took a piss. And then the picture of the toilet. And I go, oh, they programmed you to pee all of a sudden. Convenient. Because and also people are quick to point out in the comments, there's no actual evidence of urination. It's like, yeah, mate, any robot could take a picture of a toilet, but that doesn't really mean shit, So maybe we're going to have to get a urine test or something off him to prove this once and for all. And he did have one person coming in on the defense in the DMs, an Instagram account name, not Chatura something. I'm not going to give away the full thing, but not Chatura, something like that. It says I lightly went to school with Reese. Def's not a robot. I assume he's meant to say I literally went to school with Reese. Def's not a robot. LeMayo. And I'm going to be honest, guys. This Instagram account, the profile picture is just a blue Honda wagon. So it's a car. The only person defending Reese for not being a robot is a fucking car. So, literally went to school with Reese. Yeah, machinery school. They probably met at the factory together. Robots stick together or whatever. So, I don't know what's happening. Maybe Reese is a car because they don't pee either. Jeez. Anyway, we'll call Reese. I'll try and get to the bottom of it. This time he has assured me he will pick up. And I guess I'll hear him out. I'm happy to let Reese defend himself. But to be honest, guys, all the evidence is stacked against him. I'm going to find it hard. I'm going to find it interesting if he talks his way out of this one. That's for sure. All right. Calling Reese, the robot.
Yo, how are we?
How are we, mate?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Very well mannered. They've programmed you well. We were just talking on the podcast again about you being a robot or not. It's not confirmed. I'm not accusing you of anything. I know you wanted to defend yourself on the podcast. Yep. So I'm going to give you that opportunity. I just wanted to say that the one person defending you in the Instagram DMs was a car, was a Honda wagon. So, yes. Yeah, and they said...
It's not gone well for me so far.
No, it's not. The evidence is stacked up against you. There's been no humans on your side yet. Do you have any defenses?
Look, I'm going to bring up 2 points.
Yep.
Which I'm sure that can dig me out of the hole that I'm currently in.
Okay.
So point number 1.
Yep.
When I come to your place to work during the day, we work at separate parts of the house, yeah?
Yes.
So when you're working a lot of the time, you have your door closed.
Uh-huh.
So you probably don't see or hear when I go to the toilet.
So are you not flushing?
Oh, gosh.
It's just that Meg's
Gosh.
never seen you. It's like Meg and I are wandering around the house throughout the day, we're going to get food. A lot of snacking happens. A lot of procrastination happens, as you'd know. We're around.
Yes.
It just seems odd that we've never like caught you, going to piss because we see you drinking and eating a lot.
Yeah.
So it has to go somewhere, right?
It does, down the toilet.
I don't know. Are you peeing at the station?
No, because there is no toilet.
Okay. All right. What's your second point? So I can't
Second
hear
point.
you pee.
When we've been to the pub a couple times,
Damn.
you would have seen me get up to go to the toilet a few times. Yes.
I assumed it was for an oil change or some kind of
Oof.
upkeep
But
in your
There was
machinery.
one time when we went to the pub in Diamond City when we were finishing up and we were leaving. I'm pretty sure we went to the toilet at the same time.
I think true. You might have been doing that thing that robots do where they learn the habits of the human and they do their best to kind of copy and imitate in order to fit in. I noticed you stood at the urinal for about 30 seconds, which obviously is the appropriate amount of time. But I wasn't looking, so I never saw a stream. So, because that would be firstly a HR issue.
Yes,
if I
I was about to
was.
say it would be a HR issue.
Yep. And Meg is head of HR and she would not stand for that. And secondly, yeah, I can't verify that. You know what, guys? I can verify that. You know what? I saw him kind of nod to the hand dryer on the way in. It might have been like some robot to robot kind of conversation. So how do you explain that? I saw you smirk at the Dyson.
I don't agree with that statement.
You don't. Yeah, that's exactly what a robot would say. All right. Well, what about we get you to do some test?
Yes, I was going to say, because you did bring it up last week on the pod about doing one of those tests online.
Yeah. Is there like a website like ismyeditorarobot.com or something where we can like run you through a series of drills maybe?
We might have to find something in the Thursday maybe.
Okay, let's just like get you to do some kind of thing where you have to pick all the squares that do or do not have a motorbike in them. And then, because obviously that stumps any robot.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, this has been inconclusive.
I thought it was going to be that way.
Well, no. I don't want to be biased, mate. To be honest, I don't particularly. You know what? You are very efficient as well at editing, so that does not bode well for you as well because you could have been programmed that way. You're and you learn easily, which is why I think you might be some kind of form of AI as well, because you've picked up this job quite efficiently. And look, that could just mean you're a hardworking employee, but
I think we just go with that. Hard worker.
Well, there's a
I think
reason.
we just go with that.
Mate, there's a reason why robots are replacing humans, and Keelan must be sweating right now because you are doing some great work. And also, guys, I forgot to mention that people brought up a great point actually. If we do confirm that you are a robot and you fail this test, I legally don't have to pay you.
I don't agree with that.
Guys, he's malfunctioning. All right, let's hang up before he explodes. All right, Reese, well, we'll give you a chance to prove your innocence, and I guess we'll see what the community of this podcast thinks. But good luck. You've defended yourself. There might be some maybe anti-robot people who don't think you're a robot, but it was leaning towards in the comment section last week. You definitely...
Yeah, it seemed a lot of people wanted to see the stream.
Yeah, which was a bit creepy, guys. Do not ask to see my employees piss.
Not pissing on camera.
All right, mate. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, mate.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, guys. Claims he's not a robot, but that's exactly what a robot would say, isn't it? Now, moving on. Big news happened in the swimming / teenage pop star world this week. People chucked it in my Discord. It was a great story. Cody Simpson, the singer, blonde Aussie Bieber, pretty much as people know him. And I'm not dissing Cody, okay? Good on him. That man, I'm not familiar with his songs, but I'm assuming he does great work, right? But he's just announced on his Instagram that he has qualified for the Olympic swimming trials in butterfly. He's like genuinely could become an Olympian. What a change of pace. What an absolute shift in careers. Going from like this teenage throb pop star to just like going, you know what? Now I'm going to fucking verse Michael Phelps, dude. And Australia's a good swimming country. Hard Olympic team to get into. I would say a massive achievement even making it to the trials. So good on you, Cody Simpson. And it got me thinking that like, fuck, it's never over till it's over, is it? Like if you put your mind to anything, you can just achieve. He trained for 5 months during lockdown with his old swimming coach, and he's now in the Olympic trials. It got me thinking, I cut my gymnastics career quite short when I was 8 years old. I walked away from the sport. My coach at the time I cried one day at gymnastics because he hit me with a stick multiple times, which looking back on it now, at the time I was like, maybe I'm a bit of a sook. You know, my dad might have implied that perhaps I was overreacting, crying when he hit me with the stick. But looking back on that now, I was like in grade 2. It's a bit fucking weird to hit a kid with a stick. And I don't want to racially profile someone like this. And I just want to say that from the get-go. And stereotypes are fucked up, but some of them have some truth to it. And that's why they exist, right? This guy was Asian. Now, is that not the most Asian thing to do to an 8-year-old kid? Right? It's just, no, again, and then slap, boom, in the ankle. That is, that has to be just like the most on-brand shit I've ever seen. Because I remember at the time thinking like, fuck, this is so weird. This guy just keeps hitting me. Gymnastics is one of those sports. It's not really a discipline, but they treat it like one. I would say martial arts is a discipline. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But it's just one of those like things where it's like perfect. And like the goal is perfection. So they try and drill it into you from a young age. Like if you don't land, I remember if I didn't land a backflip with my feet directly together, there was like this wooden bamboo cane and he'd smack your feet. And I remember thinking at the time, like, this seems a little bit excessive. And now looking back on it, I'm fucking right. That is hella excessive. But I walked away from that sport too early. Now I reckon I'm a bit inspired by Cody Simpson. I reckon I could take it. You know? Bring me back that coach. My old coach I had. I'm not sure what his name was. You know, but definitely, look, I'm not, this is not because he's Asian, it's because of his personality. He definitely had a Mr. Miyagi vibe, for sure. He was teaching me how to do a skill in a very precise manner, you know? And he was probably a great coach if I'd have stuck it out, you know? I was 8. No, again! I remember that, like, vividly from my childhood. Run, again! Look! Toe straight, go, again! Now, again, I'm not trying to, this is not a racial thing, but that's so Asian. That's so aggressively Asian to do that. It is. And it's very white of me to run away crying. And again, I don't want to racially stereotype myself either, but it's very on brand for me to run and cry to my mum and quit. Very, very on brand. And that's a stereotype in itself. White boy can't handle a bit of pain, runs, cries to his mum, never does the sport again. I can't even backflip on a trampoline anymore. Too scared. One time I fell on my neck. Boom, fuck that. I don't want a spinal injury. I'm out. But you know what, man? If Cody Simpson can do it, maybe I need to head back in the gym. Obviously not the gym. I'm not going to but the gymnastics. That's kind of my problem now with the gym. It does clash with my other core values, which are world gymming. You know, I don't like the fact that it's an indoor strength-based sport because then I would have to hit the gym for that. But I reckon I can get the same out of the World Gym. I read a study actually during the week, guys, that the World Gym scientifically is more useful than going to the gym. I wasn't surprised. Health professionals and scientists reckon that there's more benefits to exercising outdoors essentially to indoors, which obviously isn't surprising because fucking vitamin D and shit, you know? The sun's good in moderation. What I did on the weekend, I did 8 kilometers along a beach and just fucking demolished my, look at that line, dude. Look at that freaking burn. Oh, man, if you're an audio listener, you're missing out, okay? But it's bad. Dude, I'm catching myself. I didn't even realize how bad it was. I'm looking at myself in there. In the reflection of the thing. God. Ow. No wonder it's painful. I haven't really looked at it. Anyway, guys. I hope you enjoyed the drunken escapades of a easily sunburnt E-boy. I'll answer a few bloody emails before we wrap it up. And then we'll just wrap this shit up, huh? We'll just wrap it up. I'll do some flex checks next week. I think I said that last week, though. We just had some more random. I've been enjoying just like your random thoughts and questions on the podcast. This one's from Gabriel. Hey Luke, just wanted to say that I too have found myself to be very forgetful more and more often these days. I'll often lose my TV remote. By the way, this is because last week I told a story of me forgetting about 4 things in a week at a place. He often loses his TV remote. He goes PlayStation controller and my phone multiple times a day. I'm up to my 3rd time today. I've lost my phone. I've had to call my phone 3 times from Meg's phone. Woohoo! Yes. I've got slush brain. I'll also find myself getting in the car and going back inside multiple times because I've forgotten something. I do that frequently. However, the reason for my forgetfulness is definitely because of the amount of weed I smoke, which makes me worry for you because I know that you're not hitting the doob. So I hope you can get your head together soon, mate. Love your work. Now, this is grim because he's right. I've never, might surprise some people, but I've never done a drug in my life, except for alcohol. Never smoked weed, never done any sort of drug. I should be fairly switched on, which means it's an actual brain disease at this point. It's just a genuine problem, which is grim. But thank you very much for the email, Gabriel. And he sent that email in. Oh, wait. And you can, I'm just trying to set up the sound here, but I lost where the sound was. I've got it now. And guys, you can send us an email at lukekidgellpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah! That's so good. That's my favorite one. That's very good. So thank you very much for coming in. This was one of my favorite emails during the week, which I did not get at lukekidgellpodcast@gmail.com. I got it to the old email. So good. Noah, sorry to call you out, mate, but he's gone, hey, Luke, the jingle helped me remember. And then he sends in like an unpopular opinion. And I go, this is the wrong email still. Clearly it didn't help that much, but great contribution nonetheless. And he goes, crap, that's embarrassing. So I love that. He's gone, mate, thanks, the jingle helped. And he sent it to the wrong fucking email. Absolutely got duped. I love that. This one came in from Alice. Now, Reese, the robot, just kind of, goes through the emails once in a while, puts his faves in a Google Doc. So I haven't actually read these, but this is from Alice. She goes, hey, Luke, man. Fuck yeah. Hey, Luke, man, you've got to give yourself some credit. I was listening back to your old podcast and came across Chapter 22, geez, that would have been a while ago, where you talked about how you don't understand fangirls and how you don't have any. Luke, you for sure have fangirls. By the way, I do not even remember anything. I don't even remember what I talked about last week, barely. So Chapter 22, what was that in relation to? Was I talking about What was popular at the time? Probably like One Direction, Chapter 22. Justin Bieber was probably still popping. I don't know. Luke, you for sure have fangirls. I understand that you're more popular now than back when that podcast came out. So I would be interested in knowing if you do have fangirls at your shows now, or not, and if you've ever had any weird encounters with them. I don't even know. Like, it depends what your definition of a fangirl is. Like, there's no like fucking, Luke Kidgell stan Twitter accounts. Actually, there is, but I'm pretty sure they're all run by dudes as a meme. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if fangirls are a thing anymore, are they? I don't know. I don't live in that space anymore. Like, I guess I was probably just out of high school when I recorded Chapter 22, so I was probably like, my friends were probably still fangirling. I mean, I have fans that are girls, right? Is that... I don't have any, like, crazy ones, I don't think. I live in Ottawa, Canada, so I've never been to one of your shows, but I'll definitely be there at least 2 hours ahead of time to see you. Wow. That is unnecessary at a comedy show. You're just going to get cold. When Hockey Dad, an Aussie band, came to play at this little club in Ottawa last year, I was there outside by myself way ahead of time because I wanted to see them. Lol. I also did the same for Foo Fighters concert a couple of years ago too. Anyways, do you have fangirls now? Being the grubby white guy you are, I'm sure you have plenty. Cheers, a fangirl from Ottawa in Canada. Well, Alice, you answered your own question, mate. You. You're the only one. Dude, I think Australia's no one would ever fangirl over a comedian in Australia. Like, you'd be a fan of a comedian, but no one, like, I don't know, maybe I just don't see myself like that. But the people I meet, okay, there's people who are pretty excited to meet me, sure. I saw that on the weekend, met a few awesome people. Oh, I forgot to tell you this story. Fucking wreck some chick, dude. It was so much fun. What did I say? Oh, yeah. So this dude was like, this guy in our friendship group was like, bro, like, fucking love your shit. Like, we'll talk about the podcast together. And he was really excited that I was there and that he was having a chat to me and stuff, which is great. And this, that's like, I could tell who she was in the friendship group. Like the pretty, bratty, like, private school chick. Just like the stereotypical, if anything ever happened to her, like, if she dropped something on the ground, she'd be like, fuck. Oh, God, gotta bend down. Like, that was just her whole vibe. Like, hanging out with her would just be like, fuck, for like a week kind of thing. And this dude's like chatting to me, and this girl's getting really annoyed that, I think it was like, she might have been getting annoyed that they were really excited to be with me and not with her. I got the vibe. I know that sounds weird, but they were like super keen and just ignoring the fuck out of her because, as you would, she seemed like a nightmare. And then she started having a go at the guy for being excited to talk to me in front of me. She started being like to this guy, like, oh my God, let's go. Why the fuck do you care? He's just some, what'd you say? He's on fucking YouTube? Who gives a fuck? And I'm standing right there, which is like so rude. It just is. Like, I thought it was funny, but I was like, fuck, that's so rude. Like this, and not even to me, it's rude to the guy as well, because it's like, all right, well, you don't have to be excited that I'm here, and I'm, you know what I mean? Fair enough. I don't expect you to be, but he is, and I'm being nice, and he's a great guy, and I'm having a chat with him. And in my head, I'm going, why? This guy seems like a legend. Why the fuck is he even hanging out with you? He shouldn't even be gracing you with his presence, you fucking annoying bitch, right? That's what I was thinking. Didn't say that, though. Because, again, trying to be nice. Then she starts going off at him. And then he just turned around mid-conversation with me and goes, for fuck's sake. And he said her name. I'm not going to say her name. But he goes, for fuck's sake. He's like, can you just let me be excited? He's like, what's wrong with you? He starts going, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, I'm sorry. He goes, he was trying to make me not freak me out with a fight. Because they started fighting. I'm just standing there like, all right, guys, so I'm probably just going to head off. And he just starts going, let me be excited. I've watched his videos for years. He seems like a nice guy. I just want to chat to him for a minute. And he starts getting really annoyed at this girl and she's going, oh, whatever, the fuck cares? She's like, he goes, all right, go. You've got 1 minute. And I was just like, I just go, now, by the way, she was wearing like this. I'm not going to say what t-shirt she was wearing because in case the guy was listening to this, he'll know anyway. She was wearing like this, let's say like a kid's, some jumper that was like a kid's show. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I just got a message that was important. She was wearing like some kid's show jumper, ironically. Like a popular Australian kids show that someone who's 18 and looks like that would be like, oh my God, yeah, like look at this. Like she wouldn't even know the show. She'd just wear it because it's like they sell it at fucking Cotton On or whatever. So she was one of those people and her mates were getting so annoyed with her. She was being so rude and the guy goes, just let me have fun for once. Right? It might have even been his girlfriend. I have no idea. But I just go to her, I'm like, you not caring about me doesn't make you interesting. And she goes, excuse me? And I go, and neither does that jumper. And all her friends are just like, whoa, fuck. And all the dudes lost their shit. She was distraught, dude. Because like, I could have just been like, fuck off, but that's not a good burn. There's nothing better than just pinpointing the one thing about them that will actually make them cut. And for her, that was trying to look cool. She was trying to look cool by not caring about who I was. And I was like, it doesn't make you interesting. And neither does that jumper. And I saw her soul get crushed like a Horcrux when they destroy it. And I was like, 6 to go. Woo! And I just, I was so happy about myself. So that's maybe why I don't have fangirls, because I am too honest with people. Yeah, I had a few hot slams actually. I'm pretty good like that, because that's what I do for a job, and part of my job. It's not my whole job description, but occasionally, from time to time, it is my duty and responsibility as a comedian to make someone who's a little bit cocky feel a little bit worse about themselves. And that's just what we do for society. It's really the only thing people in my line of work do to give back. So it's the least I could do. You're welcome. All right. I'm happy to shut a few 18-year-old private school girls down, put them back in their place, and make them rethink the next time they wear a Bob the Builder jumper in public. It wasn't Bob the Builder. It was another show. But anyway. I don't want to like identify this girl because she was probably really drunk. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the show. Alice, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't think I have fangirls. I have girls that are fans. I've never had. Actually, that's not true. I've had a few people rock up really early to a show, and I just felt bad because like there's nothing to do. And I like talk to them outside. I'm like, well, guys, I've got to go in and do sound check and get ready. And they're like, yeah, no worries. And I'm like, I meet everyone after my shows anyway. So please don't come early. I'll meet you afterwards. I just feel bad, to be honest, if you came 2 hours early. So yeah, but that's not the vibe in Australia, Alice. The vibe in Australia is definitely like, who cares? It's just a fucking guy who tells jokes. And I love that. It's one of my favorite things about this country. No one gives a fuck about anyone. There's no such thing as being famous here. And it's hilarious if you think you are, to be honest. You get shot on if you think you are famous here, for good reason. Because being famous in Australia just means you're like Koshy, fucking the bloke who hosts Sunrise, the morning show. And he hangs out with a fucking cash cow. So, guys, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you all very much for listening. Well, gym merch on sale now, lukekidgell.com. You guys have been legends. I'll see you next week. Bye. Goodbye, friends. Okay, goodbye.